Colleagues, it gives me a lot of pleasure this afternoon to officially welcome Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi to this auspicious occasion as we launch our strategic plan conference as a culmination of the exciting projects that we have been having as an association. For many years, since when I took over as your chairperson, you've always challenged me to ensure I reach out to stakeholders, and not only stakeholders, but people who are able to advance our interests so that as a profession we can get the vibrancy that we require to move this country forward on matters pertaining to libraries. And this afternoon, your prayers have been answered. With us is Timothy Wanyonyi, who is not only a legal scholar, but someone who holds dearly the libraries. We cannot have any other better person than Tim, if I may, sir, to join us through celebrations of this nature as we anchor and define the activities of our profession for the next 5 years. Honorable Wanyonyi, I would like to inform you that the theme of this year's conference was the impact of libraries on matters pertaining to digital transformation, in particular artificial intelligence. That theme reason is well with us because as custodians of information, people who advocate for ethical usage of that information, we have to arm ourselves with the latest trends so that as users come to us to assist them on matters pertaining to AI, we would be in a better place to do so. The second theme, Mheshimiwa, was on the issue of sustainable development. That theme is recurring because after MDGs, we came to SDGs, and then we were looking at how libraries would continue enhancing matters to do with sustainable development, more so in the 21st century. I'm so grateful that you've been able to join us together with Dr. Wahome, Mr. Owino, and the other staff from the Parliament. We don't take it for granted. We feel very much well supported. With those remarks, let me once again welcome our guest of honor to this event of the Kenya Library Association. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, President. I would want all of us also to appreciate the presence of people, especially the human resource, that successfully work closely with Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi in Parliament. We have who are not politicians, but information managers. They are headed by the Director ICT and Libraries, is Harrison Owino. Can you stand up and wave? Yes. Then we have Andrew Mankone, who should be the tallest guy around. Mankone? You can even see he's an American, breathe. We have Kaberia Shadrach. We have Irene Kiruri. We have Amina Sangoro. We have Alice Mungai. So, Mheshimiwa, you can see your people are well represented. And I thank, on behalf of maybe the clerk, you will always appreciate that he supports your people to come. And remember, even when they take you outside there, if you have gone on a library meeting outside Kenya, we have been using KE001. That's a code. That's where many of you, that is the time now you look for, if you are not a registered member of library, the Library Association, you start looking for a code that takes you to abroad. It is the KLA Association that gives, not Kenya National Library Association, KE001. That's our number in IFLA. Now, having said that, once again, I think I was so excited when I was with Mheshimiwa and I forgot that is not the chair of the library committee, but broadcasting and the library committee, but again is the member of the library committee. I know there is Honorable Nanok. So for the reporters, for the media, don't go and report. At the moment, you see, I need him to have a lot of peace. So I've done the media, the collection must be done, otherwise we'll send you through the windows. Now, having said that, Chair, it's my, again, pleasure to briefly just speak or tell everyone that our chair is currently the provost of, apart from being an information worker, as you know, but is the second in command in a university called Aga Khan. I know many of you don't know. When the vice chancellor is not there, the provost takes over. So can you appreciate him? So, like yesterday, you know, he said, I've not done research, but he realized I'm a very strong researcher after Googling. But I'm saying, remember, remember again, I'm looking at it this way. We look at him as an information manager. We look at him as a knowledge manager. We look at him again as an innovator. And an innovator deals with that. The way he was taking us through yesterday, we now talk of data science. He's already there. Young ones, can you also be there? Chair, it's my honor to welcome you. You take your 20 minutes, or if less, the better. Take us through the strategic plan. The rest, you will be spread or will be sent to you so that you can read the details. Prof, clap for him as he's standing.
Thank you very much, Professor. One thing Professor Nyamboka did not declare is our relationship has actually changed because his daughter, she just joined us at Aga Khan University to do a medical degree. Let us appreciate Professor. So when Professor comes to Aga Khan University, then he found me there doing some welcoming remarks. Then he realized now here the relationship is even getting more stronger because he's now parent, educationist relationship. Yeah. Good. With that, colleagues and our honorable guest, allow me in the next 15 to 20 minutes to take you through the highlights of KALA Strategic Plan 2025 to 2030. The overview of this, just like any other document, it will have, of course, an introduction and vision, and you cannot talk of vision and not talk of mission. But when you talk vision, mission, then you also talk about values. In the form of introduction, we serve as an umbrella body for all of you. All of you. Umbrella meaning, if you are a school librarian, you may have school. Umbrella meaning, if you are a school librarian, you may have school librarians association or chapter, association of government librarians, association for special libraries, but all of them are members of KALA, so we are the umbrella body for all of them. Our objective is to advance your interests and foster collaboration, that is librarians working with others to advance knowledge sharing. Our strategic plan outlines our key initiatives and objectives that will guide us in fulfilling our mandate. Our vision is very simple: to be a leading body for librarians and other information professionals. We really debated because coming up with this plan meant we had a number of sessions and retreats and research. We did not want to say reading in Kenya because we challenge ourselves that in the region we should be reading. But then if we say region, what if we grow from that and we want to be reading internationally? Like some of our scholars and some of the librarians are serving in IFRA and other international bodies. So we felt, let us leave it like that so that it can be simple but ambitious enough. Mission, quite simple: develop standards and guidelines for all of you. Promote and monitor utilization of information and knowledge resources. Promote, develop professional integrity. If you are a librarian, we expect you to uphold certain ethical practices and advocate for the adoption of best international practices. That one will keep on coming. So that if IFRA puts up policies and guidelines for, let's say, the usage of AI, we adopt that as an association, share it with you, so that then we are able to align our practices to the best international practice. Continuous improvement through conferences, workshops, and all that. Our core values are very simple: professionalism, accessibility, ethics, innovation, equity, collaboration, and sustainability. Once Mheshimiwa launches the strategic plan, at a certain time we are going to call for competition to see who among you or the professional members can be able to come up with a nice acronym. I've already done that using ChatGPT, so if you give me what is in ChatGPT, I don't know it. Then we compete to come up with a nice acronym that will be making us remember what our values are. Motto, kuuliza sio uji. Very simple. Membership, all of us, from self-employed, our students, retired librarians, public-private universities, government state agencies, parastatos, national public-private libraries, museums, archives, name them, national, county governments, tertiary, national public-private research institutions, archives, records, knowledge managers, and international risk professionals, people who might not necessarily be from Kenya, but they would like to join us as correspondent members. Benefits. Many benefits exist, but the main ones are capacity building, like what has brought us together, enhancing knowledge sharing and collaboration. So I promised that we have only 5 strategic issues, which is effective leadership and governance, capacity building, sustainability and growth, collaboration, networking, and partnership, and finally, advocacy. These 5 strategic issues have given birth to 5 strategic objectives, which are again aligned with the strategic issues. The first one being provide effective leadership and governance, build and strengthen the capacity of KLA members, not officials, but members, build a strong financial capacity. This is very important. Sustainability, self-reliance, so that we are able to be respected. Sio kila wakati kuomba-omba. If we are able to even come up with proposals, working with partners, we get grants, then that is a strong financial base. Maintain viable partnerships and collaboration, and finally, advocacy. So in the next 5 or so minutes to 10 minutes, out of the 5 strategic issues or objectives, I go now strategic item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to see how it flows. So effective leadership and governance, we aim to do that via strengthening the leadership structures and governance framework of KLA, creating shared vision that aligns with the needs and aspirations of you as members, establishing robust policies that promote ethical. This is very important for us. You know, studies have been undertaken in America and in the UK. And I am pleased to report that the top 5 most trusted professionals, librarians would always make it as top 5 most trusted professionals. Why don't we build now upon that trust? Because people feel safe in libraries to be able to advocate and advance for good usage of libraries. Develop KRA leadership and membership for them to have good knowledge, and develop mentorship programs. Today, I'm standing here as a professor and your chairperson, simply because I learned from the likes of Dr. Tanui, Jacinta Were, Joseph Kipragat, professor, and Professor Nyamboga. Then, we come up with meaningful, purposely built mentorship programs so that in years to come, when I'm no longer your president for the association, then the next generation of librarians are able to take over and continue advancing with the work we've been doing. Strategic item number two, capacity building for you. We aim to do that via building the capacity of members, provide a range of professional development opportunities through programs like this one, workshops, seminars, conferences, and benchmarking opportunities among our own libraries in the country, and where opportunities exist, because nowadays you are even able to do this virtually, linking you up with our partners for you to learn more. All the way to building sustainability in our membership in order for them to take opportunities of the future. Strategic item number three, sustainability. This is twofold. Financial reserve of the money that we would have as a base. We implement strategies for that. I have already aforementioned about proposals writing. Then, as an association, for example, now we are well aligned with e-teams and all that, but develop an electronic accounting system so that you just need to log into the system and see your membership status without the necessity to come to our offices or contacting our executive officer. Of course, develop annual budgets and prepare our records for auditing. We are almost there. We are on number 4. Collaboration, networking, and partnership. Building strategic partnerships. I think the term partnerships seems to be very much repeated, and collaboration. Expanding our networks beyond the people in the country, all the way to capacity building for the information professionals. And finally, number 5, advocacy, getting our word out there about the worth and value of libraries and librarians. So there is increasing visibility. The key one is visibility. The next one is critical role that the libraries play. When we talk of, not branded, but we call it CBC, competency-based education. We become now, if the government's agenda is going towards that, we become good advocates by understanding it, so that we are able to equip resources which are aligned to the curriculum. Solidifying ourselves in policy making, and this one is very important, supportive legislative agenda. For example, we all know we've been working towards getting an identity of the librarians anchored within the legislative agenda. So working on the bill, identifying our partners who are able to guide us and mentor us, like Honorable Wanyonyi, so that the bill sees the light of the day for us to become a professional body of librarians, which is having an arm through the legislative agenda. That falls under advocacy. And finally, SDGs and promoting and marketing our activities. Colleagues, the 5 key strategic issues cannot just be put in the dustbin and we forget about them. The way to go about it is to develop monitoring and evaluation tools, time frame 2025 to 2029. By 2030, we should be now looking at the gaps and the emerging trends as of that time to start now preparing another vision that will guide us for the next 5 years after 2030. So this is typically how we intend to monitor and evaluate. That plan has been developed through working tirelessly with my members of the team of the KLE Executive Board, that is myself, Mary Kinyanjui, who is my vice chair, Christine Cherono, our treasurer, Lilian Gisesa, our secretary, Maria Wambua, our editor, Wilson Kabucho, our registrar, Isaac Nyarigoti, our executive officer, and Professor Nyampoga, who advises me, and he is also our ex-officio member. With that, ladies and gentlemen, Mheshimiwa, that is the simple strategic plan that we have come up with. And after Mheshimiwa guides us through the launching ceremony, we, together with our technical team, we shall be able to project where it is sitting on our website, but we cannot do that before it has formally been declared and launched. With that, I pass over the mic back to Professor Nyampoga. Asante sana.
Let us appreciate him once more. You know, I did not ring the bell because he has kept the time. In Parliament, or you see what happens. If you are passed, sometimes we are put off. So I never put him off from the public address system or from whichever method he was using. Now, what we'll do very quickly, because after the launching there'll be a cake, what we'll do, we'll put a stop pause a bit, then we'll go to what we call speeches. I would introduce the first one, then the second one, Professor would bring on board our chief guest. Can I proceed, Mr. President?
Yes, sir, permission.
Yes, because when we are consulting, anything can happen. I will either be relevant or irrelevant, so I must go slow. So we have, and I did say, we have one of us representing the Ministry of Education. Is none other than Dr. Wahome Rureri. He's a Deputy Director, Higher Education. He's attached to the Office of the Principal Secretary, State Department for Higher Education and Research at Jogoo B, or Jogoo House B. Dr. Wahome represents the PS in the Council of Chuka University and in the Board of COOPS. He is a scholar and a lover of books. Can we appreciate him? You can even stand here.
Thank you. Our guest of honor, Honorable Tim Wanyonyi, and we are very happy that you are here with us. Thank you very much. The President, Kenya Library Association, Professor Peter Gatete. The Patron, Kenya Library Association, Professor Constantine Nyaboga. The board members who are here, and all other members of KLA. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Wahome Rureri, as it has been said, and I'm here representing the Ministry of Education, and specifically the PS State Department for Higher Education and Research, Dr. Beatrice Mogada Inyangara. And as she was telling me, yesterday we were with him and she told me to come and bring her greetings. And she would have really wanted to be here with you, but because of 1, 2, 3, 4 things, she was not able to make it. And she sent me to come and represent her. And therefore, I will actually be reading her speech, or her keynote speech. this morning or this afternoon. It is both an honor and privilege to address this distinguished forum as we gather to explore how artificial intelligence, or AI, and digital technologies are shaping the future of libraries. Today, we stand on the brink of a profound transformation, a shift that will redefine not just the way libraries function, but also how they serve as catalysts for knowledge, innovation, and community engagement. We have a special focus on gender disparity in the use of print and electronic sources in Kenya. And we will reflect on how digital innovation intersects with social realities, and especially in addressing inequalities in access and use of library resources. Ladies and gentlemen, for centuries, libraries have been laboratories of human knowledge and hubs for intellectual exploration. They have evolved from collections of manuscripts and scrolls to dynamic spaces for learning, collaboration, and cultural exchange. Despite the advancements in technology, libraries remain steadfast in their mission. That is, to empower individuals with access to information and foster lifelong learning. However, the advent of artificial intelligence and digital technologies presents us with new challenges and unparalleled opportunities. These innovations compel us to rethink not only the services we provide, but also how we fulfill our fundamental mission in a rapidly changing world. Libraries have historically been sanctuaries of knowledge. The evolution from print-based collections to digital hubs underscores their enduring role in education and societal development. And traditionally, Kenyan libraries have focused on physical collections, providing access to print materials for research and leisure. Recent advancements in AI and digital technologies are reshaping library services through digital catalogs, e-resources, and interactive platforms. AI tools like machine learning are enabling libraries to personalize user experiences, enhance cataloging, and improving resource accessibility. And we have an example of this, where AI-driven recommendation systems similar to what we call Netflix approach can suggest research materials based on user preferences. AI and digital tools are redefining the potential of libraries, making them more accessible. That is, digital and AI-powered tools allow faster access to diverse resources. They are also making them inclusive, meaning that features like text-to-speech, voice search, and translation tools ensure libraries cater to users with varied needs. They also make them efficient, meaning automation of cataloging and metadata management reduces workload and enhances library operations. Our guests of honor want to take a minute and look at a report of a study that was done recently on gender disparity in the use of print and electronic sources in Kenya. And the study shows that men tend to use electronic sources more frequently than women. Women often prefer print materials, reflecting a lag in digital adoption, and this could be due to some of the following underlying reasons. Access and digital literacy, where men are said to have greater exposure to technology-related training. Could also be as a result of cultural and societal roles, where traditional gender roles influence comfort levels with digital resources. And it could also be an issue of infrastructure gaps, where limited internet access in rural areas disproportionately affects women. Emerging research highlights these disparities, calling for targeted interventions to bridge the gap. And to address these disparities, we must implement deliberate strategies, including developing workshops and programs tailored for women to enhance digital literacy. We can also build digital platforms that accommodate users with varying levels of technological expertise. We can also collaborate with NGOs, schools, and community organizations to promote technology access and use among women. Our guest of honor, looking globally, libraries are leveraging AI to enhance services in the following ways. AI-powered assistant, where libraries use what we call chatbots to offer 24/7 support, guiding users to relevant resources. We also have digital libraries where platforms like the JSTOR and Kenya's eGranary provide expansive digital collections enhanced by AI-based search tools, and also usage of analytics where AI systems can analyze patterns to design gender-sensitive programs. As policymakers and stakeholders, we must prioritize equitable access to technology and resources by enhancing digital infrastructure to support AI-driven services. We also need to come up with gender-inclusive policies that advocate for equal opportunities in training and access to library resources, together with public-private partnerships to foster collaboration with the private sector to fund library technology initiatives. While looking promising, integrating AI in libraries faces the following challenges, like what we call digital divide, where socioeconomic disparities must be addressed to ensure universal access. We have also what we call ethical concerns, where AI systems must safeguard privacy and data security and sustainability, where financial investments in AI must consider long-term viability, especially for libraries in developing regions. And we have this call to action that as we shape the future of libraries through artificial intelligence and digital technologies, we must do so with a shared vision, one that honors the timeless values of libraries while embracing innovation. Let us commit to building partnerships across disciplines to integrate the best of technology with the expertise of librarians. We also must ensure equitable access to resources and technology for all members of society. We also need to champion ethical practices in the adoption of AI and digital tools. As I conclude, libraries are at a pivotal moment in their evolution. AI and digital technologies offer tools to make them more dynamic, inclusive, and accessible. However, addressing gender disparities is vital to ensuring these advances benefit all members of society. So as a ministry, we are committed to working with stakeholders like the Kenya Library Association, educational institutions, and NGOs to narrow the gender gap in resource utilization through targeted interventions. The ministry can also work together with stakeholders to advocate for the employment and deployment of information professionals in schools. I know that is something that was mentioned a long time ago, but there is something that can be done if we work together. And also ensuring robust management of modern libraries that integrate print and electronic resources. And together, we can also advocate for enhanced digital and information literacy programs nationwide. In closing, let us remember that libraries are more than just collections of books or databases. They are living institutions that adapt and grow with the times. By embracing artificial intelligence and digital technologies, we have the power to transform libraries into even more dynamic, inclusive, and essential spaces for future generations. And the future of libraries is not just like about technology. It is about people, about empowering individuals and communities to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Together, we can ensure that libraries remain beacons of knowledge, innovation, and hope in the digital age. And in shaping the future of libraries, let us not forget one thing, that our efforts must center on equity, innovation, and inclusivity. Together, we can transform libraries into beacons of knowledge, empowerment, and progress for both men and women alike. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, and thank you for paying attention.
Let's again appreciate you more. So the ball goes back to Professor. He has given us the way forward. Some of these young people we are, information professionals we are training, they need jobs. And the ones we work close with him, remember there was something pending, and that goes to KNLS. You sit next to the government librarian. One government librarian is Mr. Mao. Let us wake up what was supposed to be done long back. So together, once we are united, we can become winners, but again, I have his number. The goodness, both of you are married, so. Sio mambo mengi. Number is, I'm making it official. Muzianze kuona ni, it's nothing much. So, having said that, Professor, you can welcome Mheshimiwa to give his remarks, then we go to the strategic launching.
Thank you for those remarks, Professor Nyamboga. The good thing with Professor Nyamboga is a good Catholic. And he is always going to the confession box for all the commissions and omissions. Oh, okay. He's a very good Catholic.
Unless diverted, but I know it's a very serious one.
And at one point, Professor Nyamboga, he was a seminarian, he ran away. And we agreed at one point he will be summoned to go and complete from where he stopped. And he promised me his sermons will never be boring. Good, thank you. Good, yeah. So now, aside from the ex-seminarian, and getting back to our business, our chief guest, Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the association to officially welcome you to our annual conference and launching of our strategic plan. And as I have stated before, our profession is very inclusive, so issues of equitable distribution of our libraries and also practitioners is something that we take with a lot of passion. Distributed through having national libraries, public libraries, school libraries, special libraries, academic libraries, and parliament and government libraries. Mheshimiwa, as the chair of the association, I am pleased to inform you that without libraries and their ever-changing focus, many of us, including you and Dr. Wahome, many of us would not be where we are because there cannot be an academic program without libraries. So we are lawmakers, academics, leaders in higher education sector, courtesy of the libraries. From the Ministry of Education, our chief guest has given us very strong points regarding the need to adopt AI data-driven decisions and the equitable distribution, more so looking at where there might be gender imbalances and addressing them. Mheshimiwa, in your keynote speech, we are happy that even your presence here denotes the central place that you hold the libraries. And we then call upon the staff working under you and the parliament to work closely with us so that those issues of human resource capacity for librarians and the recognition of librarians as professionals could be addressed And if we leave that as a legacy, we would have prepared well for the future generations. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, please stand up as we welcome officially our chief guest to launch our strategic plan and give the official opening remarks for our conference. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you. You may take your seats, please. Let me start by saying hamjambo. Hamjambo. Assalamu alaikum. Nimefurahi sana kuwa hapa. This is my second time I'm coming to your function. The last time you invited me in Mombasa, a few years ago, not last year, but sometimes a few years ago, before the last election, I believe. And I can also confess that I own a library in my village. I actually built a library in my village back home in Bungoma. And because we have a foundation there called Rainbow Foundation, which we use as it to mentor young girls in the village. Those girls who normally have got very little hope. And we use it just to make sure that they are exposed, and then that we support them even through education and many other things to go ahead. So one day I'll invite you, Professor, and your team to come and see where we have built that library. Maybe, as you say, when you do your legal framework, we might find ourselves to be unfit to manage a library. Then we can ask for your professional input and give us qualified librarians. But we do have a qualified librarian. I also have a cousin of mine. I'm trying to look here, but I'm not seeing her. She's a librarian. She used to work at St. Paul's. Now she is working at Cheukad. I think last time I met her. She's called Caroline Kimuna. Maybe you may have met her. In Parliament, I sit on the Committee on Library and Broadcasting. You know, in Parliament, people run to some committees. They want to sit in PAC, they want to sit in PIG, they want to sit in Budget, they want to sit, you know, those committees that always are followed by media. Yeah? So if you are put in a committee like this one, it's like a dumping ground. People imagine that you have been dumped there. The committee is not even known. But I can tell you, we are making it vibrant. We are making it enviable. Now people want to come and sit in that committee because we are trying to show them that every information they have in Parliament, we own it. And that we also control the broadcasting system of Parliament. Yeah? And many other things that are happening. Now, people are looking around and seeing how do we come and join that committee. So it is just about leadership at the end of the day. The leadership sometimes can transform something that looks very dormant to become very vibrant. Yeah? You know, before I became a member of Parliament, I was a councillor at Nairobi City Council. And when I went there, everybody was asking me, unaenda kufanya nini huko? Huko ni watu kupikana tu, kurusha viti, nini? Nikasema, but we can change that. So the time I was there was no fighting. Because we ended there and I realized we were many of us who share the same, caliber, we have of the same caliber. And we helped those councillors, most of them, they're semi-literate. So if you disagree, you settle it physically. So we made sure that they can sit and talk and reason without raising temperatures or losing their cool. And it became, during that time, there were very few physical fights. But that is it. And also in Parliament, in that place, I was sitting in a committee of education. It was another stamping ground. Because when I went there, I said, hiyo haina pesa. Huko hakuna pesa, unaenda kufanya nini huko? But I sat in that committee when they were doing contract performance. For the time I was there, I chaired for it about 3 years. It was number one always, number one, number one, number one. Yeah? The moment I left, when I left that committee, this following year, the person who took over, it was number last. Because I left that one and I went and started an ICT department, which is still there right now at City Hall. So me, I believe in performance. Back then, when I joined high school, at Kibabi High School, it's called St. Mary's nowadays, in Form 1, one of the best places to serve was in the library. So I was appointed as to go and work in the library, and that's how I think I developed my liking of reading and books and all like that. So that is me. And I can also tell you I'm a father and a husband. I'm a lawyer. I'm a member of Parliament for Westlands, serving my 3rd term. The other thing is that, I'm a barrier breaker. When I thought of going to politics, the temptation was to sit and wait for nomination. But something told me, go out there and fight. And I ventured out there in a wheelchair, and I went, and at first people were looking, now ametuletea Kiwete. But that did not deter me. I kept going. And within no time, those people who were seeing me as a Kiwete, they could not see my wheelchair anymore. They could only see Tim Wanyonyi. Yeah? Because now whatever they were seeing, it was beyond. They thought when you are disabled, you are crippled everywhere. Apana. So I went and vied, tough terrain with people who had a lot of money, who even wanted to bribe me to step down for them. But I said, no, I'll go all the way. And I won. And then the rest has been history. Because for the last 3 years, almost 5 years, I've been voted the best performing member of Parliament in the whole country. In terms of the CDF and all that, if you come to Westlands, Professor, you stay in Westlands. If I take you around, you'll see what we have done. So I think my bragging rights ends there. Allow me to read my speech, then we can maybe proceed to other things. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to this event. This is a very, very, very good event. And you invited me through Parliament. That's why you see the parliamentary staff here. The letter was written to the clerk of the National Assembly. And now that actually became a parliamentary function. because now I'm sponsored by Parliament to come here. And that's why I'm given the staff to come and support what you are doing, and also take information. And what you are doing, Professor, is saying you want now to have draft a bill and bring it to Parliament. You have our team here. These people, they can direct you whom you can see, whom you can work with, who can help you now put that into a draft bill, bring it to Parliament, and then our legal team will refine it and put it in the language that, the legal language. Then from there, then we can own it and start doing it. Yeah, it is something that, a very good thing that you have thought about. Once you have a legal framework, then it opens many, many channels for you. It gives you a regulatory authority to regulate yourself and also regulate the profession, so that people who are not properly trained in librarian cannot be masquerading and doing things that does not pertain to library. Because every profession have got their own quirks. They have got people who masquerade, and if you come and ask them, they have never gone to any class. But because he thinks you can just sit there and learn from the job, that's what they do. So when you have a legal framework, you can regulate yourself, and now you can control the profession, and you can now set the rules, how you want your members to behave, or a professional way, ethical, and many other things. So, and that is only also you can now even pay for funding. That is one of the things that will give you that you can now officially you can now even be given mandate to look for money using that legislation, and we'll be there to support you through my committee, and me personally, I'll be your champion in that. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to read my speech. It is with great pleasure and honor to be here this morning, this afternoon, rather. Actually, I was supposed to be here in the morning. But in the morning, I had another function. Then from there is when I proceeded to come to officially officiate the opening of this year's Library Association Annual Conference. I am excited to participate and discuss transformation era for libraries and information services, one that is shaped by the advancements in artificial intelligence and digital technologies. These innovations are not just enhancing our operations, they are defining the very essence of how to provide access to knowledge and information. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, libraries have always been cornerstone of learning and discovery. However, the rapid evolution of technology has prompted us to rethink our roles and services to provide artificial intelligence with its remarkable capabilities. Is at the forefront of the transformation from automating routine tasks to enhance user experience. AI is revolutionizing our operations. This is no less an innovation of the place of library. In a fast technologically evolving world, libraries play a critical role, especially in today's information society, where data and information are the new currency, and this positions the library is the center of an information data-driven society. With data and information as the new currency, libraries and information centers act as banks and brokers of the information society. The theme of this year's KLA annual conference, the impact of artificial intelligence and digital technologies on libraries and information services, would not have come at an appropriate time. While over, libraries have been trailblazers in creativity and innovation. Artificial intelligence is taking over the world today in many aspects, libraries included. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence can influence how libraries offer information to their users by enhancing efficiency and effectiveness. It has the potential of being applied across all activities performed in the library, from book acquisition and circulation to stock taking, among others. One of the most significant impacts of AI and digital technologies is the enhanced access to information. With AI-powered search machines and natural language processing, users can now access a wide range of relevant resources with incredible speed and accuracy. No longer are library users limited to traditional keyword searches. They can pose a question in natural language and receive precise answers. This level of accessibility opens up a world of knowledge to everyone, regardless of their background and expertise. The use of AI also allows us to personalize the user experience. Machine learning algorithms analyze user behavior, enabling libraries to offer tailored content recommendations. Imagine a library where every patron receives suggestions based on their interests and previous interactions. This personalization not only increases user engagement, but also fosters a deeper connection between libraries and their communities. Moreover, the operational efficiency that AI brings cannot be overstated. By automating routine tasks such as cataloging and inventory management, library staff can focus on more strategic initiatives such as outreach and programming. This shift allows us to reach out and better serve our communities and adapt to their evolving needs. In the realm of research, AI tools are proving to be invaluable. Vast accounts of data can readily be accessed and analyzed, thereby uncovering trends and insights that may have otherwise gone unnoticed. Additionally, AI-driven virtual assistants are available around the clock to assist users answering queries and guiding them in their research journeys. This level of support not only empowers researchers, but also democratizes access to information. Ladies and gentlemen, the integration of digital technologies also paves the way for new services and innovations. Libraries are increasingly offering digital literacy, programming, helping users navigate the complexities of the digital landscape. Collaborative platforms allow libraries to share resources and knowledge, promoting a spirit of cooperation that benefits everyone. Artificial intelligence application including, among others, user behavior analytics, natural chat boxes, and robotics, among others, are taking shape in Kenya. Therefore, libraries in Kenya must cautiously jump into the bandwagon to align themselves with the current global AI realities. Indeed, for us to succeed, the role of the legislature is in the adoption of AI is critical. The National Assembly has a role in reviewing existing legislations to align with the AI realities in the world today. The National Assembly is willing and prepared to work with the Kenya Library Association to address policy and regulatory framework that will enable libraries to transition to utilize AI technologies. In a nutshell, it is important to reiterate the artificial intelligence is here with us and cannot be ignored, and it is the future libraries and librarians. Libraries must align themselves with the new reality to thrive in AI environment. Therefore, I urge librarians to deeply think through the innovation and conduct proper research on the pros and cons of embracing AI for the gain of the society they serve. However, with these advancements come challenges that we must address. The ethical implications, issues such as piracy of AI, including concerns about privacy, loss of creative thinking, loss of jobs, and data security, requires our attention. We must ensure that as we embrace technology, we also uphold our commitment to ethical standards and equitable access to information. Digital divide remains a significant issue. We must strive to ensure that all members of our communities have the opportunity to benefit from the advancements. Ladies and gentlemen, as a member of the Broadcasting and Library Committee in the National Assembly in Parliament, we are aware that your library association, KLA, is working on a draft bill to be presented in the National Assembly before it becomes a bill. However, once your part of finalizing the draft is complete, my committee, led by our chairman, will be happy to receive it and interrogate it further for onward transmission to other stages in Parliament. Therefore, information workers count on us. As I conclude, it is prudent to acknowledge that the impact of artificial intelligence and digital technologies on library and information services is profound and far-reaching. As we navigate this exciting landscape, let us embrace innovation while remaining mindful of our core mission to provide access to knowledge and foster lifelong learning. Together, we can harness the power of technology to create libraries that are not only relevant today, but also poised for a bright and inclusive future. This is the reality of today's technologically driven world. As libraries, we cannot afford to play catch up. We can only endeavor to be counted among innovators and early adopters of AI and other related technologies. I commend you all for your dedication to preserving and advancing the legacy of libraries. As we stand at the intersection of history and technology, let us seize this moment to innovate, collaborate, and ensure that libraries continue to be sanctuaries of knowledge, enlightenment, and inspiration for generations to come. Thank you. You know, once I went to Dubai. Dubai have innovated something called the Museum of the Future. If you call that something called the Museum of the Future, they have things projecting life in 50 years ahead and see how people will live 50 years from now. And you go there and you just get, you just get mesmerized. So some of these things that are getting in our way, if we are not innovative enough, technology can consume you. So we have to be very, very, very vigilant, and we have to be sure that we must be able to control it. If you cannot control what you are creating, it can consume you. Cynthia, it can. You see countries, that developed countries like America, European countries, they depend on this artificial intelligence so much, but you don't see them suffering, something failing. But as sometimes our artificial intelligence fails us, it just causes haywire. Like today, the social media. We have law on social media, but people in social media have taken at another level. They don't care about anything. They can just decide to post anything and everything on social media. And sometimes you get to get embarrassed, or sometimes they hurt people, but we feel like there's nothing we can do. Yet there's a law there, we can do something, and we can manage and we can control and regulate the behavior. In some countries, they have banned WhatsApp. You've got the WhatsApp, you try to use it can't work. So there are some things they control. Even what comes on your social platform, there are some things they cannot. But as we have allowed anything and everything, it just comes. Even small children, they access some terrible sites. So these are some of the things that we need to look into. But through information and many, many other things, I think as a country, we have done very well in some sectors. Some sectors still need us to improve. And I met another gentleman from Southern African countries, and he told me that they always follow the Kenyan politics. When Kenya has spoken, Africa has spoken. That's what he was telling me. And they were following very critically when the impeachment of the deputy president was going on. And they knew the details, everything that was happening. And they knew who was behind what and who was doing what. And I said, hey, my friend, it's like you just sit and watch Kenyan parliament and our what is going on in Kenya. But that just shows that we are just way ahead of many of our African brothers and sisters. And sometimes, you know, as Kenyans, we like talking about ourselves too much. And sometimes we speak mpaka people wanafikiria to are complaining, but we know ourselves. Some of these things we say, it reflects us. Yeah? I saw Professor highlighting here the core values. Our constitution has got those values. But sometimes I think these values watu wanasahau. When you are appointed as in one of these government positions, a CS, a PS, or an ambassador or anything, you come to parliament for vetting. And I tell you, before you come, people have sent some dossier on you there. Some things maybe you did, you forgot. Maybe you did even in school. But somebody somewhere remembers and ameandika hapo. Sasa ukikuja, we give you that file and say, pitia, ukiona kama tuendelee, sawa. So sometimes some people read and just say, wacha ikae. And he leaves. Some pref through. And you know, we also follow the law that anything that is not, if we are not providing evidence, then we don't even admit it. Because, or if you are not bringing sworn statements, you just written your statement, that one is not admissible. So some of them we just discard them, but hiyo file utapewa uisome kwanza. Ndio jue kama unataka kuendelea ama ukwamia hapo. So you see those guys who are coming through, they have wamepitia hizo vitu. So everybody, never mind. Everybody, people have dossier on you, all of us. Somewhere. And they wait for you. Waseme sasa, professor has been appointed Minister for Education. Then wale jamaa wanakuja. Wanaandika mambo mingi sana kwa professor. So professor mwenyewe anaangalia anasema, some of these things that don't represent me. People know you differently, isn't it? But kuna mtu mwingine, some mischievous fellow, akona vitu zingine anaandika. So that's some of that is an light moment. Thank you very much.
Let us appreciate Mheshimiwa in a better way. So the next item on our program is now launching of our strategic plan, which will be led by Mheshimiwa. And the launching will work like this. Our guests and Mheshimiwa, they have a local version, which is a print version. But for the rest of us, I did not mention it in the morning because I did not want you to launch before the official launch. So we are going to shortly project where it sits on the website. We do the launch. Then Christine and our KLA exec and the ladies that have already planned for that will tell us there are some colorful things we are seeing on that side. They will guide us in terms of what to do next. So, being aware that time is not on our side, I will ask our ICT crew to go ahead and project. Then I also ask Christine and the team to join us. Yeah, that's it. That is still there. Okay. May I request our representative from the State Department of Education to join us? And may I request KLA Executive Board to join us? I'm guided that we are first going to launch, then I point it to where it is sitting so that we can follow the protocols. Yes. So at this moment, the moment of glory, the moment that we've been waiting for, where our honorable guest, Honorable Timothy Wanyonyi, will declare the 2025-2030 strategic plan for KLA launched. Over to you, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor that I declare that the strategic plan 2025-2030 is hereby officially launched.
Many thanks, Mheshimiwa. Because we are digital, so you may use QR reader to project to this ring, but also upon clicking directly to the banner, it takes you to where it is sitting, and I'll do that to showcase how it works. So that's the plan. What I took you through was the abbreviated version, but this is the full plan. So it's basically a book, only that you just interact with it virtually. On our website, it is your plan for you to familiarize with it, to adopt it, market it, own it up, customize it to your needs, get to be proud of it. Then the defining factor of that is when we shall assemble once again, once we have done the things that Mheshimiwa will be guiding us through, the legislative arm, then we assemble once again with pride as we celebrate the bill once it is through. With that, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, allow me to pass the mic to Christine, who will take us through the next steps. Asanteni sana.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Our guest for today. We really appreciate your coming. We are grateful. We want to go to the next session. Our next session is cake cutting. Please bring us the table. I know we are tired sitting. Please stand up and relax. Just have a conducive atmosphere or environment for you so that we can all partake the cake. Let's stand up. Let's stand up. Relax. Be free. We were created wonderfully by God. And I know wherever you are now happy, we are recognized, and we are blessed. So we'll request the team to bring the cake forth. We have a table. The table is coming. So our honorable guests, we are librarians. And as librarians, we are also system administrators. We are researchers. We do budgeting for our libraries. We are also accountants in one place or another, all through the information science field. We are also digital librarians. With artificial intelligence, we have also upgraded ourselves to the next level. We don't want to be left behind. That's why we come together. We share the best practices. We share ideas. We do benchmarking. We collaborate on one activity or another and make sure that we create a conducive environment for ourselves and our fellow comrades in the library field. We also look forward to having our own act, which can make us be who we are. We are proud of being librarians. Are you proud of being a librarian? Yes. Librarians, oh yeah? Are you there? Yes. Are you there? Yes. I can hear ladies' voices. Are you there? Yes. Are you there? Yes. Thank you so much. Being a librarian, you are all-rounded. When it comes to financial literacy, you are there. When it comes to information literacy, you are there. When it comes to digital literacy, you are there. So who is a librarian? A librarian is somebody who is all-rounded, who can bring about creating a conducive environment and making the citizenry of this country informed. So our honorable guests today, from the desk, before we do the cake cutting and show off the cake to all of us, I just want to say, KLA can partner in various ways with the government, with any other partnership, to bring about information and digital literacy to our citizens. For today, I saw in People Daily, the title of the topic there highlighted is Fresh Law for Sale of Body Parts. But when you go inside, you find that title is not what it is. It is about fake news, misinformation, but disinformation. It talks about a fresh law on the Human Tissue and Organ Transplantation Bill 2024, which has gone to the National Assembly. But the way it has been framed, you find that we get lost. So if my grandmother or my mother up country looks at that title and say, so we are good, these children will sell us very soon. They want our organs. So the librarians are there to make the citizens informed. Whatever comes out, we are ready. We are equipped. We are at par. We can do that for ourselves. And we can do that for our nation, to have an informed citizens who are able to differentiate between misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. Before us is the cake, strategic plan. I hope I have not talked much. You can clap for me if I've said a good thing. We have the Kenya Library Association strategic plan cake. Our guests can come and have a look at it, take a photo. We'll appreciate to have your photo, plus our president and our professor. Welcome. This is our strategic plan cake. Our motto is, our motto is, it is just like that. We are adding nothing. So we want to do the cake cutting, and I want to call upon our vice chair. This is our vice chair from Kenya National Library Service. We want to take the knife, Prof and our guest of honor, and then we want to look for a younger person from the crowd. Please, if you know you are young, please come forward. A Gen Z somehow like that. Please run very fast because this opportunity, we'll just cut it immediately. Just present yourself. Run very fast. You'll never get another opportunity. Finish now, tumepata. So welcome. So we want to cut this cake. And as we cut this cake, we know that we are committing ourselves to our strategic plan. It is about commitment. It is about dedication. It is about what legacy do you leave as a librarian in your institution or to your community. And our guest of honor has explained it all. And he has a legacy for his community and for us all in Kenya. So we want to cut the cake. As we cut this cake, I know there are sopranos, there are altos, there are tenors. I don't know if the bass are there. So we'll just, as they cut the cake, we just sing hiyo stanza peke yake. Kata keki tukule sasa. Yana? Kata keki tukule sasa. Haya, I'll say 1, 2, 3, and then we start singing. You sing to the top of your voice, and then they start cutting the cake. 1, 2, 3. Kata keki tukule sasa. Kata keki tukule sasa. Kata keki tukule sasa. Kata keki tukule sasa. Hii ni keki sio ugali. Hii ni keki sio ugali. Kata keki. Kata keki. Kata keki tukule sasa. Thank you so much. Let's clap for our guest. I'll just request some plates, please, some plates. And then I will request our vice president and our president. I want them to feed our guests. How do you find that? See, you clap. So we want to feed our guest, but we'll not give him the cream. We'll give him the middle part. When you go home over Christmas season and you still have your parents, they will also go. They will always go for the liver for you. True or false? So we want to do that for our guests today. We have folks. So we require assistance from the exec. So let's now, Vice President, please do the necessary. Our President do the necessary. Let's take a photo, a good one. The one without the cream. Yes, please look. Yeah. We want to see the love he's expressing on behalf of KLA. So if you choose a small cake now, I don't know. Let's clap. Let's clap again. Now we go for the other guests. Also the president to do the same for the other guests. Thank you so much. We appreciate. So I want the exec. As we serve the cake, also the cake will come to your desks. So be ready, relax. You are upstanding. You can still do the chorus if you want. You are free to do it. This is a free country. And as an information professional, know that you own everything that is around you. You carry the knowledge. You are a repository of knowledge. And you are an intellectual capital in your institution. So also to say something about information professionals, to conclude, is that information professionals where they work, they really need to be taken care of, especially persons with disability, me being one of them. They need proper care. They need guidance. And with the Kenya Library Association Act, we look into it. The exec team will look into it. And also, we request for support from the National Assembly. So thank you very much. Lend me the mic back to Professor Nyamboga. Thank you so much. Clap for yourself. Keki iko ya kutosha, hata kesho kutakuwa na keki ingine. And if it is not enough, just to see me inbox. Thank you.
what I don't if there is a special round where they are good for his rank, we just go by that. We just confirm with them what one year. Have they put a special round for him to have his rank? After they say yes, you see it, you say it's appropriate, then we go. Yeah? Mimi nimeambiwa iko sawa. Hata watu watakwambia.